It's just gone 6 p.m. in the west. It's 9 p.m. in the eastern states of Australia. I'm standing on Matagarup Bridge on the lands of the Noongar, Whadjuk, Budja. That's the people of the Noongar Nation. No, try again. The language is Noongar. The people are the Whadjuk, and this is their Budja. Me personally, I'm living at the moment out at Walyalup. What an afternoon, what a day. I came here this evening with one express purpose: to jump on a train, walk about 10 minutes from the train station to the arena and have a couple of drinks with the people that were going in to watch the tennis. I was originally going to go to the tennis, but in the last few days I have absolutely wrecked my body. I have absolutely caned my back. In the mid distance you can see the Wacker ground. I believe it's the Wacker. Yes, it is. That's the Wacker. There is another. Oh, and over there is some sort of. I'm going to say some sort of horse racing thing. Don't quote me. This is the Swan River. If you follow this down around the corner and a few more bends, it splits off, and the Canning River goes down further south. And the Swan River takes a bit of a right-hand turn, heads out towards Fremantle, and once it gets to Fremantle, empties out into the Indian Ocean, and that's pretty much around there where I call home at the moment. Over here is Perth Stadium. That's what they call it on the ABC. That's what I call it. But as you can see, it's been branded, and we thank the sponsors for providing lots and lots of money to keep the facilities lovely and the ticket prices down. You might not like advertising, but it's what we call in this day and age a necessary evil. So my plan: go and have a drink. Got to the RAC arena, which I'd never stepped foot over the. Oh, I thought I was having a little episode then, but it's the bridge jumping up and down. It's quite an amazing construction here. The stadium over there opened in 2017, and then things like the Australian rules moved from the Wacker or Subiaco Oval, moved over here. That's for the Dockers, the Fremantle Dockers, and also the West Coast Eagles. Cricket matches now at the top flight. We're talking Big Bash League, which is on tonight, and also test matches and sports of that sort. I've personally been to only one game out here, into the arena that is, and it is the State of Origin into 2022, where New South Wales absolutely put Queensland to the sword. They won the battle, but they lost the war. That's all right, there's always next year. This afternoon, I got to the RAC arena, which I've never gone into, and soon realised within about 50 metres of arriving at the front door of the stadium, I realised I wasn't going to be able to go in without a valid ticket. I have a valid ticket, but that has been electronically reissued to a bloke called Bill. I'm not making that up. There's a bloke called Bill who's currently sat in the Perth arena, or RAC arena, and he is hopefully enjoying the tennis now. So with that as a reality, I decided, well, not much I can do about that. I might go down to a bar on the waterfront, which it is. See that little inlet? Let's see if we can do this without dropping the phone over the side. Just down there, if you follow that down about 100 metres, you come to the Royal on the waterfront, where I'd been several times and watched sport with a raucous crowd, while most of the people who were there to watch the football had gone into the stadium after having a few beers and a feed beforehand. And honestly, it was so quiet. It was library quiet, except that the sound was up, and a few hardy souls, I'm going to say about 20 of us, were watching the game, Fremantle Dockers versus someone, can't remember. That was my plan. And I walked in just as a lot of the last stragglers were walking out, because the game is now going to start in, it's currently 10 minutes past 6, so they'll be out on the field already, and the first ball will be bowled at 6:15 p.m. So I thought, air-conditioned comfort, food I like, some hospos I've met there I like, the beer's not ridiculously expensive, it's okay, and they've got a good selection. Lots and lots of things to like. Nice and carpeted, which me and my dotage and my old age, I like the carpeted venues. It keeps the sound a little bit muffled, in the ones with the big hard surfaces and exposed concrete floors and exposed wooden beams and all of that thing. A lot of the breweries around here are like that. Blaster Brewery, definitely. Seasonal Brewing is another one. Just about all of them. My local Other Side Brewing, all of those, because it's not only a place to go in and have a feed and a beer, it's also a working brewery. So you can't have carpet if you're going to have forklifts and bobcats running across them. So I was very, very much looking forward to sitting down there with buckets of time. And then I did a little walk around, and every television that was on, and that wasn't all of them, had the sound down. And I thought, oh, well, that's okay. There's hardly anybody here. I'll just find a lovely place and ask if they put the sound up. You do that in a lot of venues, and that's a standard thing. Yes, sir, of course. Let me get your drink. Your meal's on the way. There's your number, and I'll get something done about the sound. Not at this place. They had the music pumping in the background. Not ridiculously loud, but loud enough to, if any sound was on. They said there was one television where there was a bit of sound, but they said it's very, very low. And in the background you got all that sort of stuff. So my chances of enjoying it were limited, because if I'm watching sport, I'd like to at least hear some sound. And that wasn't going to happen. So I smiled politely and asked a couple of them, is there any chance? And politely but emphatically, no. So I smiled sweetly and said, all right, I'll go to the campfield. I walked past a couple of blokes who were getting set up themselves right in front of the television in prime position. And I said, can I walk to the campfield, which is just over there, within 21 minutes? And they said, easy. Easy. If I had not stopped to do this, and we're now up to 6 minutes and 42 seconds, I would have easily gotten to the campfield by the time they bowl the first ball. And they're doing the countdown now. Yep, so the first ball is being bowled as I speak. So I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to finish this minute up. I'm going to finish this video up at maximum of 8 minutes, of which I've got about 54 seconds left, and say, from the lands of the Wajak Noongar Mudja, to the elders of the Wajak Nation, to the elders of the Walyulup Nation from which I've come today, I pay respect to their elders past, present, future and emerging, and say that this is land and these are waters which were never ceded. This is stolen land, and let's get the voice up and happening. Good evening from Borlu, from Walyulup, somewhere over there, from Matagarup Bridge. Good night, and go the Scorchers, I guess. Oh, are they playing Sydney? Excuse me, do you know if the Scorchers are playing... Excuse me, do you know if the Scorchers are playing one of the Sydney teams tonight?
I actually seriously don't even know.
That's an answer. Go Sydney. Bye now.